Action 2 News at 5. Local authorities are raising awareness for everyone around railroad crossings. The Green Bay Police Department joining train conductors for the Officer on a Train program.
Their main goal on this is to cut down on crashes and near misses on and around the tracks. Victoria Frazier tells us how the department is working to keep drivers, pedestrians, and train conductors safe on the tracks.
There's been 12 near misses between vehicles and trains this year, according to the Green Bay Police Department. That's why authorities are riding along for Officer on a Train, urging drivers to stay alert near railroad crossings. Data from Wisconsin Operation Lifesaver shows from the beginning of 2020 through April of 2025, there's been 201 incidents involving trains and vehicles throughout Wisconsin. Brown County is one of the top 3 counties with the most incidents during that time period.
We have close to 4,000 crossings in the state of Wisconsin that my office is responsible for, and so we are concerned about every crossing being safe.
Wisconsin's Commissioner of Railroads joining officers from the Green Bay Police Department to spot violations from drivers as well as pedestrians. Most of those come from vehicles moving over railroad crossings. Officials say distracted driving is a major factor.
In the United States, every 3 hours, a vehicle or person is hit by a train. Every 3 hours. So our message out there is put the distractions away and watch for a train.
Several Green Bay police officers patrolling the area for the Officer on the Train ride, sharing how they catch most traffic incidents.
A lot of it is people rushing through. When they see a train coming, see it down there, and they want to save a little bit of time and rush through, not get stopped by the train there. And that's where we see a lot of collisions.
The Office of the Commissioner of Railroads is working to improve safety near crossings, recently updating traffic signs across the city, with more upgrades expected in the future.
We're going to be doing some work here along the industrial sector here. We're going to try to make it safer for everybody, the trains people and all the travelers.
Coming up at 6, a truck driver shares how they safely maneuver through busy industrial routes near railroad crossings. Reporting in Green Bay, Victoria Frazier, Action 2 News.